Hi all, now I'm starting. I'm sharing my screen. Can anyone confirm? Are you able to see my screen? Hello, are you able to see my screen? Rita, Anjali, can you please confirm?
Yes, Amar, I can see the screen.
Okay. So last time we discussed abstract class. So today we'll continue section 6 abstract 1 package. So inside that we will cover all the abstract concept. What all are the abstract concept is there? Why we are creating abstract? When to use abstract? What all are the method if you created a class as abstract? So we will consider here, and after that we'll go for the interface. So in this section 6 we have abstract and interface, both we will cover. First we are going for the abstract. So this package is section 6 app abstract 1. This is a package, and inside that we have a class. So the class as an abstract. So abstract keyword has mentioned before the class. So this is a default abstract class, because if you have not modified any accessifier or any modifier, so that will be by default class as a default class A. But here abstract is there, means abstract class. So default abstract class A is there. So if you declare as a class as abstract, inside that we have either we have abstract method or concrete method. So concrete method should have a definition, like it will be open braces and close braces, but in abstract method should not provide any definitions. So that will be just close with semicolon colon. That is called abstract method and concrete method. So this is a declaration, how we are declaring the abstract class, abstract method, concrete method inside this. So the next program we have a class B package abstract section 6 abstract 1. So here we have a multiple abstract method is there. So in the single abstract class, if you define abstract class, so in this single abstract class, in the abstract class we can have either single abstract method or multiple abstract method. So there is no issues in that, or any concrete method in, but at least one abstract method is required if you create it. So this is a class C. So class C having some error. Why? Because of this is not a abstract declare. So class C has not yet declared, and inside the class C we are using abstract method. So that is not valid. So if you are using abstract method, then 100% that will be sure class should have a abstract keyword mentioned there. Then this class C will be have abstract, but this is non-abstract class. So here we are getting this compile time error. The compile time error is type C must be an abstract class define abstract method, and the class, the next is class D. So the next is class D. So in this class D, having
Sorry.
abstract.
So the abstract says we can't make the object, right? What is the
Abstract.
like abstract? Mhm.
Yes. So abstract class have two things. One is a non-abstract abstract method, and abstract method. So we will see in that
Can you
next
little bit define
next
the
top.
about the
Sorry.
okay.
Can you
No, I
repeat
say can
once
you
again?
just little bit define the abstract because I have knowledge like abstract you can't make the any object new objects. So
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
can you
That will be
please
covered in this
explain the
next
little
program.
bit
So
of
this is basic we
what
are
is the
covering here.
abstract?
Okay. So the basic we are covering here, we will cover in this
Okay.
next
Okay.
program. Either we will create an object or not, why we are declaring and all. So just we are seeing here, we have created an abstract
Okay.
class, and inside that this is a non-step means concrete method is there, so that is also fine.
Mm.
We will see in this next program that all those things will
Okay.
happen.
Okay. Okay. I'm
After
understood.
that, if you have any doubt, we will discuss.
Okay.
So this is the next program, class E. Class E is a abstract. So this class as a abstract keyword has mentioned, means this class as a abstract class, and here we have one method is there, that is a abstract method. So here we are getting some compile time error. Why? Because of abstract method does not provide any body, because abstract method only will be end with the semicolon. We will not provide any body, but here what we are doing, here we are providing a open and close braces. So that's why we are getting some error. This in class D have non-abstract method, class E is a abstract method is there, but they have provide a body, so that's why. Now the next program is class G. So class G have section 6 abstract 1 is a package. Inside this class G, G.java, we have a two class. One is abstract class F, another is simple class as a default class G. So inside this G, we are extending this F class. So first we will see what is F class. F class is abstract class. Inside we have two things. One is abstract method, another is concrete method. Concrete method should have a definition like open braces, close braces, but abstract method should not be any definitions for that. But class G we are extending this non default class, we are extending abstract class F is fine, but inside that we have a two non-abstract method and one abstract method will be there. So while extending we have a main method. So in this main method we are, if we created an object of F class, so if you have F class, then we have some issues in that, error is showing here. What is there? Cannot instantiate the type of F. This F class cannot be instantiated because this F class having abstract class and G class having the class G. We'll see this. So if you use f1.test and f2.test2, so here f1.test2 is this one and f2.test1 is this one. So based on the reference we will be called, then this one is, so this is a F class, yeah, just, so this one is a F class. So F class is abstract class. So here what is the, we are doing the inheritance. So this extend we are doing. So based on the extend, inheritance concept will come. So what is the properties from the F class? All will be inherit in this G class. But G class is a non-abstract. So we cannot, if you have a non-abstract class inside that, we cannot inherit the abstract method. So this abstract method is coming here while extending. So based on those object creation, while we created the object of this F class, so it's not possible. Why? Because of this is a main method available inside the class G. A class G should not, it's not having abstract. So and here based on the object reference we are calling the abstract method and concrete method. So you will get a compile time error, cannot be instantiate the type of F. We will discuss in this next program also how it is happening and all, and directly we will call the G object. So in this G object we have a test1 and test2 we will call. So this test2 is a non-abstract method. So we will call in this G2, we will have to create an object, and in G2 non-concrete method we will call, not a abstract method, because this abstract method will not be called. So we have a test1, so G1.test1 this test method will call, and G2.test2 means this will be called. Why? Because of this test method implementations we have provided in the class G. So this is abstract void test1. So this is an abstract class. So inside this abstract class only we declare this abstract method. For this implementations we provided in this class G. So we are extending this. So based on the extent we is, that is fine, we will call. If you'll go for the next program here, we will see in this. So class F having abstract class H. So this is abstract class. Inside this abstract class, any number of abstract method we can declare, not an issue. So we have declared, definition is not there, only we declared this abstract method. And no concrete method should have a definition, either open braces and close braces. Inside this some definition should be there, or at least open braces, close braces will be there. So this is non-abstract method, is fine. Now we have a class I extend H. So this H is abstract class. So this abstract class extending. So we are extending in this default class of I to H class, abstract H class. So while we extend it, so whatever the abstract test method is there, all the abstract test method definitions we have to declare there. So this is a test 1, this is a test 2, and this is a test 3. So test 1 declares like implementation we are providing here. Why? Because of we are extending abstract class here, and this is non-abstract. So while we are non-abstract class extending this abstract class, so whatever the abstract method has declared, for that implementation we have to mention there in this class. So we have implemented this class test1, like test1 was the abstract method, so there is no implementation for that. So we have mentioned this implementation with for the open and close braces, and SOP has mentioned. This is test 2, for that also we provided some implementation, and this is test 3, so this also we provided this implementation. Now what we are doing, we are compiler will go for the main method. So main method H object has created. So H is the abstract class. So this for the abstract class as the object has created, and here I object has created, means this non default class I object has created. Now what we are doing, based on the reference of H class, means abstract class reference, we are calling test 1 and test 2, test 3 and test 4. So this H, so this is the main method. Inside that we will call either based on the I reference, I object reference, or H object reference, because this main method is available in this I, and here all the abstract method implementation is available here. So while we call this H object, so if you run this program here, all the test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, just a minute, there is some import is not happening. So once we have to import this package first. So there was an import issue was there. So see what will happen here, either you have a abstract class, so this abstract class have a abstract method and concrete method is there, fine. Now what we are doing, non-abstract class we are extending the abstract class. So in that abstract class if you are extending, that is fine, but all the abstract method should have a implementation for this inside this class of I. So we declare, so that is valid. If you are not providing that, there will be some issue. So this is valid, we implemented all the abstract class implementation. Now main method is there. In this main method we created the object of H class, that is also fine, we can create. Also we created the object of I class, this is also fine. While we call this H class, based on this H1 reference, all the test method we are calling, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. So all this SOP will be printed. Why? Because of we have already declared in this class. So the main method here is available inside this I class. So once the object has created, all the test1, test2, test3 directly we can call. So we are using h1.test1, h2.test2, h2. So compiler will check inside that. If not, so because these all are the abstract class. So for that abstract class implement we extended here in this class I. So the compiler will go for that and will check the implementation inside this class I, and directly we can call. And for this test 4 we don't have any SOP, so that's why it's not showing here. So the output is first two, first, second, third, and done. Here if you'll go for the next program, this is a package we declared, and then class J is there. In this class we have two abstract method. This is, so those two abstract method, there is no implementation here, just we declare the abstract method, and one concrete method. This concrete method have definitions like open braces and close braces is there, means this is a concrete method. And here also one abstract method is there, abstract class is there. So this abstract class extending some J class, and that J class also is a abstract class, so that also is possible. And while this extending, this test1, test2, test3 will come, and here test1 has definitions. So for that test1, void test1, so this is abstract while we are extending this. So this test1 having definitions, so that definitions has declared here. And again we have a class L, we are extending this class K. So class K is abstract class, and class L is a non-abstract, means default class. So in that default class we have remaining implementations or definitions is pending for this class test2, abstract void test2. So for this test2 we have declared here inside that. Now what we are doing, we created a main method and L object we created, and based on the reference we are calling. Either we can create a reference of class K, we can create a reference of class J, or we can create a reference of class L. So if we are calling the reference of class L, L object equal to new L, and obj.test1, test2, test3, means test1 was a abstract class, abstract method. So this abstract method definition has defined in this abstract class of K. Now test2 has a abstract method, so for that test2 this has defined in this class L, and test3 has already concrete method, so directly we can access. So if you run this program, then 1 2 3 and then done output will come. So like that we can declare all the abstract from 1 to 3 and done will come, because we are calling this class L, and in class L all this abstract method will be there and concrete method will be there, because all are extended with class K, and class K is extended in class L. So coming for this next program here, so we have a section 6 abstract 1 package. There we have a class abstract class K. So here I am getting some error. Why? Because K is already defined inside this L class. This K is already there. So in the same package we cannot make a duplicate class. So if you are using here, so either we can make some different name. So here we are using K1. So this is a K1 class, and inside this K1 class we have a 4 abstract method. So for all 4 abstract method only, there is no implementations or body is there, only abstract method is declared. So class L also have abstract class, and we are extending the K1. So this K1 is also abstract class. So once we declare this test 1, test 2, test 3 all abstract method, for that we can provide the method body, we can provide the body. So here abstract test 1 we have provided here, test2 we provided inside this class M. Here also I'm getting error because of L already exists, so either we have to mention L1 here and we need to extend L1 here. So see here this test1 body definitions has defined here for this abstract method, and for this again they declare here in this abstract class either concrete and abstract will be available. So this concrete is already there because this abstract method, this definition has a concrete here, and for this abstract class have one abstract again one abstract method is a test5, and this is default class. So this default class have the definition of test2, test3, test4 and test5 because this is other abstract. So for that body is also defined here in this M1. So once you create an object, then directly after this object reference we can call test1, test2, test3, test4 and test5. So the output will come like this and hello world will be printed. So the next program, like here, see this is an abstract class of n, and inside this n we have a non-abstract method. So non-abstract method have method body, this is fine, open braces, close braces, this have, and then this class is non-abstract class O, extend this class n. So any abstract class or non-abstract class extend the abstract class or non-abstract class, not an issue for that. So once we are extending there, then this is non-abstract method will extend here, so that is fine, not an issue. So while we run the main method is available inside the class O. So while we run this program based on the object creation of O01 equal to test1, so this form test will be called, and if you run this based on this n, so here we are getting error. Why? N cannot be instantiate type of n. Why? Because of n is a abstract type, abstract class, and O is a non-abstract class, means default class here, because if you not provided any modifiers, so behave like a default class. So this class O is a default class and n is a abstract class. So we are creating the abstract class object here inside this default class, and based on the reference we are calling this test, so that will not be applicable. So for that purpose we are getting cannot be instantiate type of n, this class. So proper, if you will run, we can call this test class test1 inside this object creation of O. Why? Because of once you extend this abstract class inside that, so this concrete class already overrided here, like it came inherit the all the test, but directly we cannot run this. So once you run this program, you will get a unresolved compilation problem, cannot instantiate the type of n, means this type of n cannot be instantiate inside this O class because this is abstract class and this is a default class here we are creating. So abstract class object we can't create in this non-abstract class and if you want you can extend that or inherit that non-abstract class inside that abstract class. So abstract class we can inherit inside this non-abstract class, but directly we cannot create a method object for the abstract class inside this non-abstract class. So if you are creating, then you will get a this one unresolved compilation error, and if you want to access the abstract class method or abstract class of concrete method, then you have to extend this and then directly you can create object of class O and then you can use. Here you have to provide all the definition of abstract class method, sorry, abstract method, and concrete method will be accessible. We'll see all this in next topic here. So the class T having class P, so class P is a non-abstract method, and then class Q is a abstract. Now with so class abstract class P have one non-abstract method, and abstract class Q is nothing is there, like this is blank. Inside we don't have any abstract method or concrete method. And then abstract this is default class, means default class R extending this P means abstract class they are extending, that is also fine. This is class S, so class S, default class S extending Q means this is also abstract class, that is also fine. So these all are applicable or valid. Now what we are doing, class T. So class T have main method, and in that we are creating an object of class P, we are creating object of class Q, we are creating object of class R, or we are creating object of class S. Why? Because in a single class of T, this is a class T, so this is a class T.java. Why we mention the class T.java? Because class T have main method, so we are running this class T.java. So while we run, before that we have a multiple classes declared inside this class P as abstract class, which have non-concrete method. Class Q is abstract class, class R is non-abstract class which extending the P, class S is non-abstract class which extending the Q abstract class, and class T is nothing extending, just created a class, and inside that we are creating object of all class. This is also valid. Why? Because a single class declaration, all the class is available inside this, and directly we can access based on the object creation, because in the same package inside the same class. So directly we can access. So suppose if I am doing the object creation of class P, what will happen? Class P having some error. Why? Because of class P is a abstract class and the class T is a non-abstract class. So while we create an object of class P inside this non-abstract class T, we will get a compile time error. You can't access this either static, either abstract or non-abstract method. There is no issue, but you cannot access or you cannot create an object for that abstract class inside the non-abstract class. So here you will get a cannot instantiate type P, means we can't access this abstract class inside this non-abstract class. Then SOP will print this one, and then suppose if you are creating the object of Q, this is also abstract class. So for that also you will get a same error, you cannot instantiate type of Q, because Q is an abstract class and T is a non-abstract class, means default class, and Q is a abstract default class, means abstract class is that. So for that also you will get a compile time error, so that's why we commented these two. Now we are and the SOP will print, and then it will go for the R. So R has non-abstract, right? So this is non-abstract class, means default class is there, so we can create an object, and based on the reference we will call the test1 method. Why? Because of we are extending the P. So P is an abstract class, so P abstract class, whatever the default method will be there, that will be extended inside that. So if you run this R object based on the reference of r1.test, means this form test will be called, correct? Now again SOP will print, and then we have s.s1 equal to new s, means this s. So this s are extending Q, so Q is also abstract class, not an issue, but inside this abstract class nothing is there, that is blank. So we are not, just we declare a object, we are not calling anything. So these all are the valid, but we cannot access abstract class detail inside this non-abstract. So we cannot create an object for that, and directly based on the reference we cannot use. If you are using, you will get a compile time error. See here, the next program is related for constructor in abstract class. So we already declared constructors and all before, but how we will use in abstract class. So this abstract class package section 6 abstract 1 is there. So inside that we have one abstract class u. So this u only have a constructor right now. So in abstract class also we can declare constructor, not any issue. Once the object will created, constructor will call. So this is valid. This is the next program. So this next program have package declared, and then we have a class v have a class v have one constructor based on the class name, and this is a default constructor. Now class w extending the abstract class of v is fine, but class w also have a default constructor based on the class name, so this is fine. Now we have a main method inside the class w. So class w has created an object and w1 equal to new w, and directly they are printing this SOP. So it's fine. So while we run this, so what will happen when the object is created, constructor will call. So if you run this project, what will be the output? Like when the object has created, constructor will call. So constructor will call because we are importing v inside this w. So v1 the SOP v constructor SOP w constructor, then done. Because we are extending the v inside the w, so we created the object. Once the object has created, all the constructor will be called. Now we'll see this class b, class x. So class x we declare the package. Now abstract class x is there. Inside that we have parameterized constructor. So based on the class name, we have parameterized constructor, which is one parameter has passed integer I type, and some SOP is there, that is fine. And inside this abstract class of x, we have one abstract method is there. Because no body is declared, means this is abstract method, and name is started with abstract. Okay, so this fine. Now we have a abstract class of y. So this is y extending x. So x is also abstract type. So abstract class also can extend abstract class. Non-abstract class also can extend abstract class, or abstract class also can extend non-abstract, not any issue for that. Now here in abstract class of y is a non-default constructor, and they are doing some super. Why? Because we are extending here, so we are inherit the property from x. So in this x we have a constructor. So here inside this y we need to mention manually like a super or this keyword. So super will happen for the immediate parent class of constructor, and this will happen for this current class of constructor. So compiler won't be confused. So here we have to mention either super keyword because we are extending from other class. So we need to mention super here, and which type of parameter we have to pass, either default or single parameter or double parameter or third parameters and all. So that's why we have to declare. While we inherit the property inside this constructor, we are using super 89 means integer type of single parameters, which will have a immediate parent class. The same will be called here. Once we call this constructor of class y, inside that we have a super keyword. So super keyword will inherit the property from the other class, immediate parent class, and based on the behaviors, like suppose parameterized constructor, parameterized supers means parameterized constructor will call. If single parameterized supers means single parameterized constructor will call. If default construct super will be there, then default constructor will call from the immediate parent class. So this is fine. Now we have a class J. So class J also have default constructor, because default constructor name with the class name, or parameterized constructor also name with parameter class name, but some parameters will be there inside this braces. So this is constructor. So now here we have a test method. So this test method is also a non-static test method, or concrete test method we can say right now. Now we have a main method. So main method is creating the object of J class. So J is a non-abstract class, and inside that we are creating the object and calling this test1 method. So j1 dot test1. So j1 dot test1 means this class has default class, and this already have a test1 method. Why? Because in class X we have a abstract class. So this abstract class have test1. So this test1 method implementations or definitions as provided in this class Z. So class Z test1, this test1 implementation method body has provided here. And now we are creating the object of Z1, JZ1 equal to new Z1. So Z1 based on the reference. So once we created the object, so you will get a output for this. Why? Because of x int y z. Because once the object has created, the constructor will call. So constructor how we will call? Because once the object has created for the J class, so J class will have a y extend. So y extend will be called. So y class have this constructor, and then this y class also have a x extend, means extend means this constructor will call. So once the object has created, all the constructor will be called. So we have multiple extend is there, means they are inherit the property from the parent class. So once the object has created, first this SOP will be printed, then this SOP will be printed, and then this SOP will be printed, and then form test will be, then this SOP will be printed, then form test will be printed, correct? So like that this will be happen. So we completed here this abstract class overview. So we will clarify all those things in this upcoming programming also, like we have interface 1 2 3 4 5. So these all will be having combination of abstract class and interface. But what are the basics was there, we have covered here. Abstract class, what is abstract class, why to use abstract class, we seen already yesterday, and how we declare an abstract class, how you find this abstract class is there and this is non-abstract class and all. So suppose abstract class is there, how we will provide a concrete method and abstract method. So if you provide a abstract method, so where we have to define this method, and how we will define that, how we will create an object, where we have to create the object of abstract class, and how we will call this abstract class extend to other class, either default class or public class. So these all, and inside that abstract class how we can access all the constructors, either parameterized, default and all, how we will use that. So these all are we seen in this section. Now we will go for this. I'm sharing my screen again for this definitions yesterday what we seen. Just a minute. Yesterday we seen this abstract class and interface, so why we are using. So I'm sharing again my screen. Can anyone confirm, are you able to see my screen, new screen?
Yes.
So yesterday we seen like why we are using abstract class and why, what is the interface. So abstract class can have only abstract method or non-abstract method. but interface only have a abstract method. There is no non-abstract method will be there. So if your requirement, real-time project requirement look like this behave, only abstract method is required, then we will go for the interface only. If your requirement have any number of abstract method is required or non-abstract also required, then we will create a class of abstract. So abstract does not support multiple inheritance, but interface support multiple inheritance. We will see the definitions how and where we are supporting this all. So abstract class have final, non-final, static, non-static variables, but interface only have a final and a static variable. So suppose your requirement where we have to declare a variable like PAN card is there. So that's why while we create a PAN card, so the PAN number is a final, like we cannot change this variable name. So whatever the PAN card details has defined, that will be final or static or some, just for the example. So in that situations we will go for this interface where we have to declare this final variables or some of parameters should be final. Then here like abstract can class can provide the implementation of interface. So that will be provide the implementation of interface. Suppose if you have interface, for that implementation can be provided, but interface cannot be provide any implementation of abstract class. So this interface if you define, then they will not provide any implementation, but abstract class will provide the implementation. So how you will find this class as abstract? So abstract will be there, abstract keyword will be there before the class, but interface also declare interface keyword. So you will find the abstract and interface. Abstract class can extend another Java class. So abstract class can extend another Java class. We seen like non-default class, sorry, default class and all can be extend and implement multiple Java interface. So suppose if you have defined multiple interface there, so abstract class can extend other Java class and implement the multiple Java interface. So suppose if we will create a next topic interface, so that we can implement in abstract class. But interface can extend another Java interface only. So they will extend this Java interface, means interface only, not any abstract class or any other class interface. Abstract class can extend using a keyword extend, but interface can implement using the keyword of implements. So every class we see in extend means we are inherit the property from the parent class, but in interface we have a implements will be there. Suppose if we are doing this to from class to interface, so in that cases we have a implement, we need to do the implementation. And then abstract class can have a member like a private protected, but in interface have a public as a default. So this is the example, like suppose we have a class of shape. So this is a abstract class, means abstract keyword has mentioned for this class, and where we have a one abstract method is there, means we don't have any body for this method, and name as a abstract means this is abstract method. Here we have an interface, so this class name is drawable, and the name of interface keyword means this is an interface, and inside that we have a void draw. So we don't have any so inside only abstract method will be there. So this is the abstract method which is available inside this interface. So we don't have any definition for this, means this is a abstract method. So we will cover the same here, like what is interface. Abstract we see in just overview. We will go for the details in this program, like 1 2 interface 1 2 3 4 5, these all are there where we will cover details for abstract and interface. But right now we are going for this overview of interface. Just we cover abstract overview. Now we will go for this overview of interface here. Definition we already seen. Now we will go for the programming, why, what is interface, and how we. So first we define this package section 6 interface.
Amanjit, I'm still seeing the Java deployment page.
Okay, okay. Now are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm going for this section 6 interface concept. Just overview for this. So here we have to declare this package declaration. We are getting some error for the package declaration. So this is abstract class. So all in abstract class A, here we have a abstract method is there. 5 abstract method, one is the non-abstract method is there. And we will go for the interface. So once we define the interface, so interface will have a interface keyword. So and this name of interface. So this is a B interface, and just open braces and close braces is there. This is the interface declaration, and this one was a abstract declaration. Means abstract declaration means this is abstract class which name is abstract, and inside that these all are the test abstract test method, and concrete method is there. Concrete method means non abstract method, or non static also we can say. And this is a interface declaration. Inside that interface have interface keyword and the name of interface B. Here we have a simple class means default class, then we have a default abstract class, this is abstract class, and this is a interface class interface. So we have a simple class, abstract class, and interface. So how we will declare these all? So that this is their overview. Now we will see in this next. So this is the interface of G, the name of G interface. So g.java has saved. Here we have one interface, and inside this interface we have a abstract void test1, and this abstract void test2 is there. Why? Because of definitions is in interface only abstract method will be there. There is no concrete method will be available. In suppose if your requirement in your real time project, suppose you are working, and for that we will see in this Java guide why we are declaring the interface. So there we will see like why we are having some abstract method is required. So that's why we created an interface. We will see. So suppose your requirement have only abstract method is required, not concrete method and all. In that cases, you need to declare an interface. So see inside this program of G, only two abstract method is there. One is default abstract method we can say, because there is no modifier has defined here, means default abstract method, and this is public abstract method. So same concept will apply here. Public abstract method will be accessible everywhere. Default access abstract method will be applicable only the inside the same package anywhere in this class and interface. Now we will go for the next class interface edge. So this is the interface. So inside that inside that what is there, int test is there and void test is there, but we are not defined here any abstract. But if you declared any interface class interface of h, so if you declared any interface, so by default if you are not providing, this means this is concrete method we can say, or this is non-static method we can say, non-static void method. But why this is not a non-static and non-concrete? Because by default, suppose if you declare an interface, inside that whatever the method you are declaring, that should be by default public and abstract. In definition of interface it, by default all the methods should be public and abstract. Suppose if you are defining also is fine, if you are not defining also is fine. So by default should be the public and abstract. So we have not yet defined, this is also valid. If you define, this is also valid. So both are like abstract method. So interface only have a abstract method. So test1 is also abstract method, integer type of abstract method, and test2 is a void type of abstract method. So here we mention by default public abstract, by default public abstract means suppose if you are not providing public abstract, mean it will be taken public abstract only, because interface definitions is the same. And this class have next class I, sorry, interface I. So in this interface we have a abstract void test. This is valid because all interface variables methods will be abstract. So this is valid, line number 3. Line number 4 is also valid because we mentioned public void test2. If you are not providing, then by default should be abstract only. So this is also valid. Compiler will provide internally. For fifth, public abstract void test3, this is also valid. And for sixth, line number 6, they have interchanged that abstract public void test, that is fine. Either you have to mention first public then abstract, or abstract and public, that is also fine. Interchange is fine, public abstract or abstract public is fine, but void and test should be this series. Void and test should be this series of this way, but abstract public, these all are the declaration, either you can interchange also. And here public, line number 4, public is there but abstract is not available, so compiler will internally use abstract, because in interface all those methods should be abstract. So there is no any concrete method will be there. If you are providing any concrete method, internally compiler will behave as a abstract method only. So that's why based on the requirement we are using interface. So when to use interface, when to use abstract, we will see in this programming, while we have a full stack project. There we will creating multiple interface, multiple implementations. We will see why and where we are doing for which requirement. Here the class interface J is there. So in this J we have this is void test. So this is not a, in this situation compiler won't provide public abstract by default. Why? Because we provided here method body, open braces close braces means we provided method body. Suppose if you have not provided, just mention semicolon here, then this is behave like public abstract, compiler will add public step by default. But in these situations we provided open brace means this is concrete. So concrete method not allowed in interface. You will get a compile time error. See here, abstract method do not specify the body. So abstract method do not specify the body means compiler will give this is abstract method should be there. So abstract method does not provide a body, or else you have a concrete method does not allowed interface. So interface method cannot have any body, cannot have any body. So this type of error you will get. Now we'll go for the next program here. So this is interface K. So in interface K we declare a constructor, but in definition what is their interface only have access abstract method only. There is no concrete method and nothing will be there. So inside this interface cannot possible constructor declaration. In abstract class we can use a constructor. Constructor is a topic which is topic which is based on the class name or interface name and all will be there, but interface that will not applicable. This constructor concept only applicable for the class. So whatever the class name will be there, we have to create the class based on the class name, either default constructor or parameterized constructor. But this is not a class, this is an interface. So this interface won't applicable any constructor. So inside this interface we cannot declare a constructor. If you will declare the constructor, you will get a compile time error. Inside this interface cannot be possible constructor. Only that will be applicable in the class. This is interface L. So this interface L, we have a static method. So we already seen a static method, non-static method, mean IIB, SIB, constructors and all. So interface, there is no IIB, SIB constructor features will be there. So interface is not a Java. This is a interface not a class. So this is an interface. So here only we don't have any implementation. All the abstract class will be available here. So interface won't apply any static IIB, non-static method, static method, or non-static block, static block constructor, parameterized, non-parameterized constructors and all. So you will get a compile time error here. Static not allowed. Then we have a interface. So see, in this single class m.java, we have a multiple interface declaration is there. So class m is a one interface, class n is another interface, then we have a class o is a default class, and then class p is there. So this is abstract class. So that is fine. Inside the interface, other interface class and abstract class we can possible. So inside this interface, suppose we have interface is there. So inside this interface we can declare multiple interface, multiple class, multiple abstract class. So the line number 9 is abstract class, line number 6 is simple class or default class, line number 3 is interface, line number 1 is interface. So we can use inside the single class or single interface many number of interface, class and abstract class, not an issue. So these all are the concept of theoretical concept which we are covering through the programming. All are theoretical part which we are covering through the programming, and after that we will go for the detailed discussion with this all the 1 2 3 4 programming, 5 programming. So this is the interface n. Inside that we have a void test. So this void test have semicolon, means method body is not there, means this is a non-abstract method is there, but compiler will provide a public abstract by default. Why? Because if you declare inside this interface, the compiler will provide a public abstract, because interface should always have a abstract type. Non-static, non-abstract is not allowed, or concrete is not allowed. So this is fine, because after the method we have semicolon, we don't have any body. So interface is fine, and then class O is there. So the question is, while we need to extend this interface, so how we will do? So we already seen in definitions, while you want a class, in that class if you want to extend the interface, then we will go for the implement, not extend. So we have an implement keyword, we have to do the implementation of class n, because class n is an interface, so directly we can't extend inside the class O. So class O always should have a implement of another interface. So in this class O we have a public void test. So public void test method is there. So for that, this test, this is abstract test 1. So for that test 1 we provided here implementation. So method implementation must be within public keyword. So this implementation has been provided for this test 1. This implementation has been provided in the class O. Implementation means this test 1 method we created, inside the body we provided some of the SOP or business requirement. So this implementation we provided, and the class O have main method. So for main method we have a object creation of class N. So first see, we created the object of class N, means class N, this is interface, and for this interface we are created the object. Then we are getting a error. Why? Because of class N only have abstract method. There is no implementation of the method, and directly we created the object, and based on reference, if you will call the test1 method or anything, then you will get a error, cannot instantiate, because this is not a implementation, just a interface declaration, only abstract method is there. Now what we are doing in line number 15, n2 equal to null. So this class n2 and n2 equal to null, just we created the object of again n2 equal to null. So we are not creating object, just mention a null. Now what is next? Object of o equal to new o, means object created from the class O. Now based on this reference we are calling this test1. So that is fine. So this n2 and n2 is null declare is fine, but we are not creating an object in this case. But for line number 13 we are creating the object of interface, so that will get a compile time error. And line number 16, object creation happen based on the object create reference. We are calling the test1 method because test1 implementation has been provided in this class O. So not an issue. So always seen, like once the class is want to extend the interface, in that cases we need to mention the implements keyword, not extend. Class to class is extend, class to interface is implement, or interface to interface is extend. See here, this is class P. Class P have this test1 and test2. One is parameterized method, another is non-parameterized method. So first line number third is non-parameterized method. Line number 4 is parameterized method, which have single parameter integer type. Correct? So integer type of I. Now class Q is there. So they want to extend the class P, because class P have only method is declared, abstract method, both are abstract method. If you have not provided abstract, compiler by default mention public abstract here, public like abstract here. So like this in second here also. So these two have abstract. And class Q, if you want to extend this class P, so class P is an interface, so either you have to mention implements here. So once you provide the implement, so this class P, interface P, test1 and test2, you can provide the implementation here. You have to provide the method body. So the method body of test1, they mention some SOP, method body of test2, they mention some SOP. Now the main method is there inside this class Q, so compiler will call the main method, and here they are creating the object of q1 equal to new key. So q1 based on the reference we are calling test1 and test2. Why the reference? Because these all are the non-static method. So non-static method always used based on the reference. Directly we can't use in the static method. So main method is static. So based on the object reference we are calling test1 and test2. So test1 is non-parameterized, so this will be called, and test2 we pass parameterized integer type of 78. So the compiler will check either test2 have integer type of some numeric value, is there, I value is a 78 we pass. So this test2 will be called, and then done will be. So like this we have a interface, we have a these two test1 and test2 is there, and this is abstract class. So this abstract class have implement of R. So R Why R? Because R is interface, so we are implementing here, and inside that we have a definition of test1. Only one definition is there, not for test2. Now again we created a class T, so class T extend this class S, because class S is an abstract class, so we can extend here, not implement, extend. So extend, and then we are here also we provide a definition of test2, because test2 definition was pending, so we provided here. And this is some integer type, so we have some return type here. And then main method, we created object based on the reference, we are calling this test1. So once you created the object based on the reference, if you will call, test1 will be called. And inside this test1, what we are doing, we are calling this test2. So based on the reference test2 we are calling, so test2 will be, and then return 200. So if you run this program, we have to define this. So this form test2 1 will be called, then form test2 will be called. The last program from this interface here, uh, overview of interface. So this sections, here we have an interface. So this is 3 method is there, all are, 2 is void type, another is double type. So by default public abstract will be there, means these all are the abstract method. And then abstract class is declared, so this class need to be implement this u, because u is an interface and this is abstract class. So all abstract class or a simple class need to be implement the interface. So implements keywords by using, and after that we are providing the definition of test2 here. And then we created other abstract class where we are extending this u b class. So this b class, again they are providing the definition of test3. And then test4 they created here abstract method, and this is double type, so that's why we return here some return. And now x extend this w abstract, so in this w abstract we provide the implementation of test4, and test1 was pending, so that also we provided here. Now what we are doing, we are creating the object, and based on the object reference we are calling test1, test2, test3 and test4. So like that we covered interface also. So this section 6 abstract and interface has covered. We will tomorrow we will continue this section 6 interface 1. Here will be the combination of interface and abstract concept we will discuss. All the concept will be taken care here. Yeah, so let me know if you have any doubt, or else can you go through this also some of the definitions of interface, abstract and all parallelly, so that you can revise all those things.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have doubt let me know, so that if not then we will close here.
Okay. No doubts. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you everyone.